Whoa.
This show is one part nerd, one part cooking. It's my journey to combine my culinary background with games, comics, pop culture, and more. My name is Spencer, and this is Geek vs. Food. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Geek vs. Food, where today we're taking a look at another recipe from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Or rather, 3 recipes all focused around a single ingredient, the humble apple. There are many variations of recipes in this game, but we'll be focusing on the following 3. Baked apple, hot buttered apple, and energizing honeyed apple. This is going to be a rather quick one this week, so let's get started. We are going to start by making our filling for the apples. To a large bowl, we are going to add a 1/4 cup each of chopped nuts. I'm using pecan and cashew, and packed brown sugar, as well as 2 tablespoons of softened room temperature butter. To that, you're going to want to add some freshly grated cinnamon. Just take your microplane and cinnamon stick and give it a good grate. To that, you're going to want to add a tablespoon of cinnamon, totally not from a jar, while you remind yourself to order a microplane that actually works. Grab yourself a fork and give that a good mix. If it looks dry, like there's not enough butter, that's because you're right. Go ahead and throw in another tablespoon of butter, and give it a good mix until it looks combined but still a little crumbly, like this. Now, we can prep our apples for filling. To do this, we are going to take a paring knife and make a circular cut around the perimeter of the top, like you might for making a jack-o'-lantern. Then take a spoon and then pop the lid off with exuberance. Then, using the spoon, or preferably a melon baller if you happen to have one, you're going to want to scoop out the core, seeds, and some of the meat of the apple until you are left with a central cavity that looks sort of like this. Make sure not to scoop too deep or you'll compromise the structural integrity of the apple bottom. Jeans boots with the fur. Do the same with one more apple, leaving the third whole. Now, we're going to take a brownie pan, or another shallow baking vessel, and place our apples in it. For our baked apple, we are going to keep it simple and use it as is, much like Link would do by tossing it near a fire. For our honeyed apple, we are going to place it in the pan and pack it with the sugar nut mixture, filling it to the brim. And it wouldn't be a honeyed apple without honey, so let's top it off with a good dousing of honey, about a tablespoon or so. For our buttered apple, we are going to fill it with the remaining mixture, making sure this one is not as tightly packed. Finally, we are going to top it with a big knob of butter. The reason we didn't pack the filling earlier is so that the butter can melt down into the apple's cavities and baste it from the inside. After the apples are all filled and dressed, we're going to want to add about 1.5 cups of water, or just enough to cover the bottom of the pan by about 1/2 inch. The water will not only prevent the apples from burning to the bottom of the pan, but it will also sort of steam the apples while they bake, helping soften them. We're going to bake the apples at 350 Fahrenheit, or about 177 degrees Celsius, for about 55 minutes, dousing the honeyed apple with more honey every 15 to 20 minutes until the apples are soft and golden. Now, grab your favorite tree slice and let's plate them up, starting with the baked apple, the honeyed apple, and finally, the buttered apple. Let's give our hot buttered apples another knob of butter for screen accuracy, and our honeyed apple a final drizzle of honey. Damn, these look almost too good to eat. Almost. Let's start with the simple baked apple. It's not bad. Nice and hot, and the baking process brought out the fruit's natural sugars, but it's missing something. Now let's try the honeyed apple. Give it a nice slice, and oof, look at all that syrupy goodness leaking out. Next time I'd probably let these sit for a few minutes to prevent leaking, and a potential malfunction that may or may not have happened. Regardless, this was delicious. The honey paired really well with the brown sugar and nuts and made for an amazing bite that sent my sweet tooth on a journey. Last but not least, the hot buttered apple. This was also awesome. The butter seeped down between the sugar and nuts and made a creamy, sauce-like syrup on the inside. The game's description was right. The apple sweetness has been enhanced by smothering it with butter. All in all, I'd say you can't go wrong with any of these versions, but if I were to do anything differently, I'd probably give the baked apple a little dusting of cinnamon sugar. It just felt like it was missing something by comparison. Anyway, I hope you all give this one a try. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like. And if you have any questions or suggestions you'd like to see in future videos, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.